Dr. Kethvar adjusted the neural monitoring equipment with his 4 precise tentacles, each movement calculated and deliberate. The Zephyrian scientist had spent the better part of 3 cycles studying the newest addition to the Galactic Council's research facility, a human male named Marcus Rivera. Subject is conscious and responsive, Kethvar noted into his recording device, his translator rendering the clicks and whistles of his native tongue into standard galactic. Beginning pain threshold analysis, test series 47. Marcus lay strapped to the examination table, electrodes attached to his temples and chest. His dark eyes held a calm defiance that had puzzled the research team for weeks. Unlike every other species they had tested, humans seemed to possess an almost supernatural ability to endure suffering. "You know," Marcus said conversationally, "back on Earth we have something called a root canal. Makes this feel like a massage." Kethvar's eye stalks twitched in confusion. The human had been subjected to neural pain stimulation that would have rendered a Altarian unconscious within seconds, yet here he was making casual observations. The door to the laboratory slid open with a soft hiss, admitting Dr. Yixtal, the facility's chief xenobiologist. Her crystalline form sparkled under the harsh laboratory lights as she approached the monitoring station. "Any progress with the human specimen?" she asked, her voice resonating like wind chimes. "The readings are unprecedented," Kethvar replied, manipulating the holographic display to show Marcus's neural patterns. "His pain receptors are functioning normally, perhaps even more sensitively than most species, yet his behavioral response suggests complete adaptation to extreme discomfort." Marcus chuckled from the examination table. "You want to know something funny? My grandmother used to knit during chemotherapy. 8 hours at a time, needles clicking away while poison flowed through her veins. She made me a sweater." The 2 scientists exchanged glances. They had been studying pain tolerance across 73 different species for the Galactic Medical Council's comprehensive database. The goal was to establish universal anesthesia protocols for interspecies medical treatment. Every species had followed predictable patterns, pain thresholds that, when exceeded, resulted in shock, unconsciousness, or psychological breakdown. Humans were rewriting everything they thought they knew. "Perhaps we should increase the intensity," Yixtal suggested, her crystalline fingers dancing over the control interface. "Wait," Kethvar said, studying the readouts more carefully. "Look at his brain patterns. The pain centers are fully active, but observe these regions here." He highlighted areas of the human's neural map. Unprecedented activity in the prefrontal cortex and anterior cingulate. Marcus shifted slightly on the table. "You're wondering why we don't break, aren't you? It's not that we don't feel pain. Trust me, this hurts like hell. But pain is just information. It's your body telling you something's wrong. Doesn't mean you have to listen to it." "Impossible," Yixtal breathed. "Pain exists as a survival mechanism. Ignoring it is evolutionary suicide." "Is it?" Marcus asked. "My species has survived ice ages, plagues, wars, natural disasters. We've climbed mountains that kill you just for being there, dove to ocean depths that should crush us, and launched ourselves into the void of space in metal cans. You think a little neural stimulation is going to stop us?" Kethvar was frantically taking notes. "The human appears to have developed a psychological override system. He's not immune to pain. He's developed a cognitive framework that allows him to function despite it. It's called stubbornness," Marcus said with a grin, "mixed with a healthy dose of screw you, universe. When my species decided to leave Earth, we knew we'd face radiation, vacuum exposure, alien diseases, hostile environments. We went anyway. Pain is temporary, but giving up is permanent." The laboratory fell silent except for the humming of machinery. Yixtal moved closer to the examination table, her crystalline form refracting the light into rainbow patterns on the walls. "Tell me, human Marcus," she said, "what is the worst pain your species has recorded surviving?" Marcus was quiet for a moment, his expression growing serious. There was a woman named Aaron Ralston. No, wait. That was a man. There was a woman, actually multiple women, who gave birth without medical assistance during wartime while hiding from enemy forces. They bit through leather straps to keep from screaming and giving away their positions. Their babies survived. They survived. He paused, then continued. But if you want the real answer, it's not about the worst pain we've survived. It's about what we do after. We get up, we adapt. We find ways to make the unbearable bearable. That's what humans do. Kethavar's tentacles moved rapidly over his equipment, documenting everything. The implications for galactic medicine are staggering. If humans can teach other species these psychological techniques, you can't teach it, Marcus interrupted gently. This isn't a technique we learned. This is what we are. 10,000. Generations of ancestors who looked at impossible odds and said, "Watch me." We're descended from survivors who chose to keep going when every rational calculation said to stop. Yixtal began shutting down the pain stimulation equipment. "I believe we have learned enough, Dr. Kethavar. Perhaps our study should shift focus." "To what?" her colleague asked. "To understanding how humanity's pain tolerance translates into their remarkable achievements. If they can endure anything, perhaps that explains how they went from a single planet to galactic explorers in mere centuries." Marcus smiled as the neural connections were removed. "Now you're getting it. We don't break because breaking isn't an option. We bend, we adapt, we endure, and then we get back up and do it all over again." As the scientists compiled their data, they realized they weren't just studying pain tolerance. They were documenting the psychological foundation of humanity's rise among the stars, the unbreakable will that had carried them from cave-dwelling survivors to galactic citizens. They had studied human pain tolerance and discovered something far more profound, a species that had turned suffering into strength and endurance into destiny.